Hello, my name is Taylor Healy. I am the District Rotary Representative for Rotary District 7710, the heart of North Carolina in the United States. So one of your members reached out to me about making a short video about my story and how I got involved in Rotary, and kind of the different things that we're doing in our district that have seemed to work or have seemed to not work. Yeah, and just kind of talk about what we're doing over here in North Carolina. So I'll go ahead and start with talking about my story and how I got involved in Rotary initially. So both of my parents are Rotarians. They're both very involved in our club back home in Michigan in the United States. So growing up, I attended tons of Rotary meetings. I knew all of the Rotarians in our clubs. I knew the songs that we would start with for every meeting. So I was just always a part of the Rotary community, knew I wanted to stay a part of the community, just really loved all the work that our Rotary Club from Home and Rotary International focused on. So a few Rotarians from my club from home in Michigan thought it would be a great idea to start a program, which they called the Rotary Student Program, which focuses on pairing young students, so typically high school age, with business professionals and giving them an opportunity to do a reverse interview, which is basically having the student sit down with a business professional and a Rotarian, and the student actually interviewing the business professional to figure out if whatever that career interest is actually something that the student is interested in pursuing in the future, and asking questions about like what their day-to-day life is or how they got to where they are now. And that program, the Rotary Student Program, which is now officially chartered by Rotary, you can find it online, was what prompted the starting of the Interact Club in my hometown. So students that went through the Rotary Student Program got together with Rotarians from my Rotary Club from back home, and they just started an Interact Club. And the first year, it was pretty small. There were probably, I would say, probably 20 interactors involved, and it just grew from there. So I think now we are at about 7 clubs in my small little corner of Michigan in the United States. And we probably had around 2,000 members pass through those 7 clubs. Yeah, so it's only grown from there. We've done really, really great things focusing on connecting students with career options and helping them in terms of learning about community service and helping their community and learning about international service, but also helping the students with their professional development and helping them academically and kind of giving them an opportunity to better themselves also. So with all of my involvement in Interact in high school, when I got into college, I, of course, wanted to join Rotaract. So I'm now a student at Duke University in North Carolina. And for those of you that don't know, Rotaract was actually started in Charlotte, North Carolina about 51 years ago. Charlotte is about a 2.5-hour drive from my school. So in my mind, when I got in, I was like, of course, at some point during those 51 years, there must have been at least one student that decided it would be a great idea to start a new club at my university. But no one did. So of course, when I got here with my background in Rotary, I decided that it was my civic duty to start a Rotary Club. So my freshman year, my very first year at college, I decided to wait and not start the club right away. I spent that year building relationships with the faculty members at Duke and meeting with business professionals in the community and going to different Rotary meetings and learning about the Rotary environment in Durham and in my section of North Carolina. So that year was kind of a very formative year to help find the people that would then help me in the next few years in building up the new Rotaract Club. So after building all those relationships, I found a few more students at Duke to step on as board members, as additional officers. They were really, really awesome. They were friends or people that had reached out to me about joining Rotaract. And they expressed their interest and they stepped on and helped divvy up the workload, and they were awesome. So if you're thinking about starting a Rotaract Club, definitely find people that will be great resources, find other students or other young people that would be happy to step right alongside you and help you along that journey. It's really hard to do anything on your own. So support in every way is definitely helpful. So after building that officer team, so it was myself and 3 other people, we, over the summer, did a bunch of logistical things, trying to figure out what we needed to do in order to officially start a Rotaract Club. And we actually held online information sessions. So through Google Hangouts, you can do Google Hangouts Live through YouTube, or you can do a YouTube live stream, which is actually what I'm doing to record myself right now. And then you can post it on YouTube and people can comment live. So if you're talking, the way that we set it up is myself and one of the other officers set aside a 1.5 hour session where we talked about Rotary and talked about Rotaract and what our plans were for the year. And while we were talking, people that were interested in joining the club were able to get on the video and ask us questions and comment and interact with us while we were talking. So it worked out really, really great. Between that online session and meeting with people once they were back on campus and posting on our Facebook page, we had over 400 members sign up, 400 students sign up initially, which blew my mind. I was not prepared for that many people to sign up, but it was great. It was wonderful to see that in a community where Rotary and Rotaract was not super well known, there are people that were really excited about the opportunities that it could bring and the projects that we would potentially be doing. Now, that being said, in our first year, we didn't have 400 members. That's just how many people initially signed up. I would say that we probably had around like 70 active members, which I was still extremely happy with. I couldn't even have imagined that many people in a first year of starting an organization. So I was very pleased. We had a really, really great first year. We officially started, I think, the beginning of last October. So we're almost at the year mark for being an officially chartered Rotaract Club. Yeah, but as far as projects that we did last year, instead of starting our own projects, we mainly collaborated with different organizations in the community. And we worked with other student organizations on campus. Last year was a very formative year. We were trying to figure out where our place was in the community, what we wanted to focus on. So we did a lot of soup kitchen work. We worked at like different food drives and different collaborations with random organizations in the community. We helped build a pollinator garden, and that helped increase awareness about different pollinating species, as well as build a beautiful space in the community for people to enjoy the beauty of flowers and pollination and just relax. So that's a really, really beautiful thing that we were able to contribute to. As far as international work, we were able to raise funds for a student in the Dominican Republic to go to school for a year. So we sponsored him. He's attending school right now, which is very exciting. And we hope to sponsor him every year moving forward, which is very exciting to see that we were able to make an impact in someone else's life already, even as a very new organization. We also have a focus on professional development. So last spring, we held an event called Service Above Self, where we had Rotarians and Rotary Peace Fellows, if you've heard of that program through Rotary, come and speak about their involvement in Rotary and what they've done in their career life, and then have a lot of time for socializing. So allowing the Rotaractors and the students on campus to interact with those business professionals and kind of understand what's out there and what kind of opportunities potentially lie ahead. So that's one of the events we plan to hold every year for our professional development focus. Let's see, what else did Nuru want me to talk about? Oh, yeah, so honestly, the neat thing about Rotary is, I'm sure you all know about the 6 areas of focus. I'm not going to list them off because I know I will mess them up. But the cool thing about those 6 areas of focus is they cover pretty much every category of service. If you think of any kind of service, it will probably fall under one of those categories, which means you can probably do it with Rotary, which is really, really cool. So that's kind of the platform that we built our club off of, our Duke Rotaract Club. And the fact that we're not niche, that's the cool thing. So we're interacting with people from different backgrounds and with different interests, and we're doing things that maybe you wouldn't normally do. And that's the cool thing. It's you push yourself to help the community and work with people that otherwise you wouldn't necessarily be doing. So I'm studying to be an engineer, planning to go to medical school, but I worked at a soup kitchen and I built a pollinator garden, and those aren't necessarily things that I would do in either of those professions as an engineer or as a doctor, but I was able to work alongside people that are studying different things and have different interests and do good in the community. So that is honestly the coolest thing about Rotary, in my opinion. But on that topic, because Rotary is not niche, we really encourage our members to come in with ideas of what they want to do every year. So we as an exec board set just a few projects that we want to do throughout the year. But rather than setting a full plan of projects and just keeping our members busy, we have projects planned, but then we leave a lot of space for members to come in. And for an example, if someone is interested in working with kids, we will leave space in the schedule for projects so that we can hopefully find a space and a time and a project where our members can work with kids, and we'll fit a project in somehow. We've found that encourages member happiness and helps with member retention, because rather than telling all of our members, like, you guys are going to do these projects, instead we're actively working with the members and getting their feedback and figuring out what they're interested in and making sure that everyone is happy and everyone is doing, and everyone has a voice pretty much, so that everyone is heard and everyone is as involved as possible. That being said, it does make the start of the year a bit more chaotic because we're kind of last minute trying to figure out what projects we want to do and trying to fit them into the schedule and talk with people and get things worked out. But like I said, I do think it helps a lot with member happiness and member retention, which tends to be one of the biggest issues within Rotaract and within Rotary: member retention and member growth. Yeah, so I guess I'll jump back to my Rotary story a little bit more. So because of the huge member sign up, the 400 members, Rotary International somehow heard about it through the grapevine and actually interviewed me and asked me to talk about why, how is it possible to get that many people signed up, that many people interested right immediately as soon as we started the club. So we got that recognition, which was neat. There was an article written in the Rotarian magazine. There was actually 2 articles written. One was in the Rotarian magazine and one was just online. So I'm sure Nuru can help you find those. I think that's how we were initially connected. But through that, Rotary International actually reached out to me about presenting at the Rotary International Convention in Germany this past year, this past June. So that was also an incredible experience. That was my very first convention attending, and I spoke at it. So I was extremely nervous, of course, but I strongly encourage everyone in your club, if you ever get the chance to attend a Rotaract pre-convention, a Rotary International Convention, RILA, Interrota, anything that connects you with a ton of people from all over the world through Rotary, like I 100% encourage you to get involved in that. The international convention was incredible. I can't even put into words how amazing it was. It was just so neat to be in a space with so many influential people that were passionate about the same things. And every person I sat next to during a presentation, and every person I was standing next to in line, and everywhere I turned a corner, literally everyone had great stories and wanted to talk about really cool things. And that's honestly the coolest thing about Rotary, is everyone just wants to do good in the world. And it doesn't matter what your background is. It doesn't matter where you're heading with your career. It matters where your heart is. And yeah, it was incredible. I definitely strongly encourage everyone, if you ever get the chance, to participate in something like that. I hopefully plan to go to the convention in 2020 in Hawaii, and maybe I'll see some of you guys there. That would be neat. What else is there? Oh, so now I am the district Rotaract representative for 7710, which, as I said, was the heart of North Carolina. I actually wasn't even considering stepping in that position, but after going to Germany and meeting with a lot of people and talking to current and incoming district Rotaract representatives, like, I was sold. I was super excited, and I already had so many ideas. Excuse me. Yeah, and it's already been great so far. I've connected so many times. I've built really strong relationships with our district governor, so many people at the district level and across our state and across the country, and honestly, even across the world, through this position and through Rotary. When I stepped into the position, we had 3 active Rotary clubs and 2 that didn't have any members, but were officially clubs, if that makes sense. But we actually just chartered a new club earlier this week, so we're up to 4 clubs, and then we're in the process of chartering 2 more. So it's already been super successful. I'm already super excited about everything that's happening in our district. Yeah, and also I want to congratulate you guys on this wonderful idea. I love the idea of connecting with people from other districts and from all around the world and sharing it with your club members. So whoever from your club came up with this idea, kudos to you. I think you guys have a great leadership team behind you. I would love to get to know you guys, and maybe someday we will meet. Maybe I'll get to visit your club someday, or you'll get to visit us. So yeah, thank you so much for reaching out to me, and keep Rotaracting. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.